I want you to get your candidates to cancel interviews. That's right. I said it. I want you to get your candidates to cancel interviews. Before we get into this episode, though, I need you to do something for me. I need you to click like. I need you to share this episode. I need you to subscribe to this episode. Why? Because A, you don't want to miss a beat. There's so much great stuff coming up over the next few months, and a lot of that will be leading into a huge event that we're launching in February 2026, and there'll be more information to come on that. But I'm telling you now, if you listen to this podcast and you love it, you do not want to miss it. So, subscribe to this channel and you won't miss a beat. Now let's get into the episode. Why do I want your candidates to cancel interviews? Well, it's not as it's probably not as silly as the headline sounds, but I want to give you a story, okay? Here's a deal, a live deal that has happened in this office this week, and it went from we might be making a deal to hell no, we're making a deal in the next hour, and we made the deal, okay? The story goes like this. Candidate goes on an interview with our client. It goes really well. It's a great role. It's great money. One of those markets where you kind of pre-vetted candidates with a certain tickets and criteria they have, so it's quite easy to employ these people. The challenge is finding companies that have the volume of work for these somewhat contractor-like people to get the income that they want. So we found it. We have the optimal role for them, and they came out of the interview and they said, loved it to bits. This was with someone in my office, mind you. Loved it to bits. That sounds fantastic. Loved the person I met. I'd happily take that job. Great. That sounds like that's the dream feedback, right? Talk to the client. Look, she's great. We're going to make her an offer. Here's what we're going to offer her, X, Y, Z. Tick, tick, tick. Everything checked out. So you're going, great. Here's a deal that is so close to me, mate. I just need to tighten it all up. We've all been there 1,000 times. Then the candidate says, I've got another interview tomorrow. Through a friend. I don't want it. I don't love it, but I'm going to go on it because, look, they've set that one up. And so the consultant in my office said, so we just need to wait for that to happen. She says she's not going to take it. She wants the one that we've put in front of her. So we just need to let it play out. We don't want to give her that offer to go into that interview and sort of just wipe it under their nose and hopefully, maybe they match it and then all of a sudden we're in trouble. I said, no. You're right, 100%. We do not want to give our candidate our offer so that they can take it into their meeting and wave it under their nose. What we want to do is get her to cancel that interview altogether. Okay, how do we do that? You go back to the candidate and you say, look, you're telling me on the face of it that the meeting you had with our client went so well that you would happily accept it. You know the team. It's a known entity to you. It's better than the option that you got tomorrow. Are you just wasting your time going tomorrow? If I were to get you that offer today, if I can get you X, if I can get you X money, X workload, all those things a year after, if I can get that for you today, will you cancel tomorrow's meeting? Because I'm telling you now, that's actually the correct thing to do. If you're walking into that really half-baked, you're actually just wasting your friend's time. You're wasting your own time. You're wasting that interviewer's time. Okay, but if I can get you X, Y, Z, will you accept it? And I said, he said, there's nothing more powerful than going into that negotiation with the role you want with an acceptance, because when they come in and start talking to us about money, we can very emphatically say, if you get us X, Y, Z, they will take the job today and cancel that meeting tomorrow. She said, yes. She said, I'll happily do that. So we got the pre-acceptance, right? We took it back to the client. They said, absolutely, I can do that. I can't get you the paperwork, but what I can do is email that to you. Will that be enough? And we said it should be enough. We asked the candidate, look, we're going to get it. It's just a matter of process. The role's already pre-approved. If we get that on email, will you respond to that and accept it? So we got the email from the client. We sent it back to the candidate and said, here's the offer, the verbal offer. We need to just respond on this email saying, yes, I've accepted it and I'll forego this meeting tomorrow. She did that brilliantly. We made the deal. She cancelled her meeting for the next day, and all the risk from that deal completely evaporated. And that is why speed is absolutely vital in recruitment. So if you're in a similar situation, you need to be thinking, how do I get my candidate to cancel their other meetings? If you get that feeling in the deal that you have a preferred option, and sometimes it's a bit of luck, sometimes it's not, but if you ever sense that you have that preferred role, you have to ask that question to the candidate and just say to them, look, we're not here to muck around and collect all the offers we want. It's a now game. If we get you the offer that you're looking for with your preferred option, would you cancel? Would you accept it and cancel all other interviews that you're going on? If the answer is yes, fantastic. You've eliminated all of that risk, okay? We've seen this happen time and time again. It's rife in accounting. You see it all the time. There's some markets where that's quite normal, but for a lot of markets, it's not. So I want you to start thinking to get your candidates to cancel interviews. It's not about sending them on as many interviews as possible. It's actually setting them up for as many options as possible and opening them up. But then you've got to close them back up again. And part of that equation is canceling meetings that we've booked. So you almost could pre-emphasize this with the candidate at interview stage. Look, we're going to open you up. We're going to see what the market looks like. Here's the role you've applied to. We're looking at. Here's a couple other companies that we could look at. Here's 2, 3, 4 options. When they start to shape up and there's a couple of dregs there that you just know aren't going to work and they know, just say to them, hey, I think we should cancel it. Strategically getting in that mind frame of closing off your own options, but even their options can be a strategy to help you close a deal a lot quicker and eliminate any external risk to that deal not happening. So I hope you got something out of this story today, because this happened in our office this week, and I love it when a success story comes through like that, because I want to share it with you guys, and I want you guys to get as much out of this as possible and to get as many candidates as you can to cancel their interviews. As I said before, like, share, subscribe. We've got a huge runway of episodes coming up leading to a huge event in February. You do not want to miss it. So as always, have an amazing day. May all your deals come true.